All right, let's take a look at this question here. Right, x cubed minus 8x squared minus 9x equals negative 72. All right, so when I look at this question, the first thing I wanted you to notice is that all of these terms are different. Okay, there's a couple things we can do here. My first instinct when I saw this question was to actually factor out an x. Okay, we usually like to factor things out so that we can get we can break it into some quantity times some quantity, and then if this side is equal to 0, we can solve, right? But we have a problem here, and that's that it wouldn't be equal to 0. So factoring out an x would not be the best move right now, okay? What would actually be the best move is to move the 72 to the other side to create that 0, right? So this would give me x cubed minus 8x squared minus 9x plus 72 equals 0. Okay, doing this allows me to have the 0, and this is the thing that's important. Okay, so from here, what can I do? Well, I'm going to try to solve this by factor by grouping. So what does that mean? Okay, well, I'm going to look at this term here. And look at this term and see what they have in common. So they have x cubed, x squared. So they share an x squared in common. So I'm going to factor out an x squared, and we're left with x minus 8 inside. On this side here, I'm going to factor out a negative 9 actually. And I'm going to be left with x minus 8 equals 0. Okay? Now, I want to stress something here. The whole point in factor by grouping, I need to get two terms alike. And in this case, it's x minus 8. Okay. Once I do this, I can factor out an x minus 8. And then I'll get x squared minus 9 left over equals 0. Again, when I say factor, this is like reverse distribution. So notice that if I take this quantity x minus 8 and I multiply by x squared, I get x squared times x minus 8. When I take this quantity x minus 8 and I multiply by 9, I get 9 times the quantity x minus 8, okay? You do not get two x minus 8s. A lot of students see this as you have an x minus 8 here, you have an x minus 8 here, so you have two x minus 8s, okay? Now, you could, from here, you could solve, you could say x minus 8 equals 0 and x squared minus 9 equals 0. I'm hoping, and that's fine, that actually would get you the answer, but I'm hoping you guys will notice that x squared minus 9 becomes x plus 3, x minus 3. So you should be noticing at this point, if you've been going through these series of videos in order, you should be recognizing that anytime I can take the square root of x squared, I can take the square root of 9, I end up with x plus 3. You end up with the square root of them plus or minus. So in this case, x plus 3, x minus 3. Okay? Now I'm gonna actually set them each equal to 0 and solve. Okay. So whether via algebra or just guessing, plugging and chugging, clearly it's 8 is going to equal x here. Clearly this is equal to 0. Clearly here x is going to equal to negative 3, and clearly here x is 3. Okay, and those are our answers. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. Just realize that if you see 3 terms, and even though I could factor out an x here, if I notice that I have a minus 72 off to the side, you probably want to move the 72 to the other side and go through and solve that. Okay. Not to say, though, that there may be a way to go through and solve this by factoring out an x here. Okay, I don't want to leave that off the table because there could possibly be another method to solve this. But I think this is what works best. All right, see you in the next video.